As universities reopened their gates more than 6 months after the Taliban seized power in Afghanistan, the students have given contrasting feedback regarding the manner in which they are being operated. While some have expressed elation that they have managed to continue their studies, others have been deeply critical of the radical changes in the curriculum and university atmosphere and have called it a Madrasa syllabus and not the one that would principally focus on science, arts and philosophy.
Shukriya Hujjat is one of those tens of thousands of girls who were waiting in uncertainty about the reopening of the universities in war-torn Afghanistan. The Taliban that captured power in August last year had imposed sweeping sanctions on the society, and it was the women who bore the major brunt. And now, despite the decision of reopening, the students do not feel that it is the same university they were studying in last year during the West-backed Ghani regime. The University of Kabul has gone through some radical changes, both at curriculum and atmosphere aspects, where the students say they are being subject to restrictions and syllabi they had never expected. Hujjat feels the university has become more of a madrasa than a progressive public academic institution.
والله بسیار زیاد تغییرات زیاد آمده، یعنی از لحاظ درسی هم آمده، محیطش هم آمده، چون محیط فعلا محیط مثل یک مدرسه میمانن، نه مثل یک پانتون. یعنی دخترها به این فکر هستند که بیشترشون به این فکر است که ما متوجه پوشش خودان است، متوجه رفتار خودان است.
The expansion of women's rights, particularly in urban areas, was held up as one of the main achievements of Western military and financial intervention in Afghanistan after the US-led war that toppled the last Taliban government in 2001. Until then, in addition to the education ban, almost all jobs were off limits to women, and they could only leave home when accompanied by a male relative and wearing an all-enveloping burqa. Female enrollment was around 24% of the total signed up at public universities in 2020, according to figures from the World Bank-funded Higher Education Development Program. Roughly 21,000 women. Significant investment in girls' schools and targeted measures at universities, such as reserving seats for women in law and engineering, female dormitories and childcare centers, saw thousands of women pursue degrees. But now, with the Taliban return, their lives have come to square one, with similar restrictions back in place. However, there are still a few optimists who have expressed relief over the reopening of universities, for they believe it is better to have some education than no education.
احساس داشتم که اصلا دوباره نخواد که ما روی پنتون ببینیم. اصلا احساس ایره داشتم که نخواد که ما در بیرون بتونیم برام. حالا که دوباره پنتون شروع شده من بسیار خرسنده هستم.
The Taliban government has been asking the world over to recognize it and make it a part of the global mainstream. However, the major concerns expressed by almost everybody has been around women's rights, which they say haven't seen any significant improvement even after over 6 months of the Taliban return. There have also been cases where the women have fallen victim to the reprisal attacks carried out by Taliban. And now, with higher education too facing a religious crackdown by the Taliban, the future of the gender looks bleak, and the observers worry if the Taliban get what it has been asking, then the graph might drop down even more.